Thanks for your confirmation, Deep. So yesterday we had a discussion of Tricentis Tosca demo session, like what are the projects we are going to cover entire this training session, and what is the biggest advantages in Tricentis Tosca compared to the other automation tools. And today I'll show you the Tosca Commander architecture. Just give me 1 minute. So see here, team, this is the Tosca Commander architecture. Hope my screen is visible for all. So in this architecture, this is the architecture that Tricentis team is released for Tosca 15 and below version people, like who are using Tosca 15 and below versions. But here you can see one thing, it seems like very pretty much easy for us to understand easily. That is the reason I'm taking only this one. If you want to see Tosca 16 and above versions, here you can see this is the architecture. Seems both are giving same kind of information only, but here they just diagrammatic more things here in this area. That's it. So coming to here, the first point is here Tosca Commander. So the importance of the Tosca Commander. So now tell me how Tosca Commander is most important for us. Okay, so this is what a learning of Tricent. To continue with the Tosca automation test or going forward with any kind of project kind of thing, we must aware of this Tosca Commander. If you know completely about this Commander, like 3 to 4 years, 3 years or 4 years of experience, you can keep directly without any prior knowledge. If you know complete information related to this Tosca Commander, yes, you can go with the 3 to 4 years of experience here. Okay. Let me show you this Tosca Commander, how it looks like. So coming to here, team, let me open the Tosca Commander freshly. I'll show you from the scratch, okay? I just closed my Tosca Commander. What are the commander is opened in my system? I'm just trying to open the Tosca Commander app. So team, once we launch the Tosca Commander, so coming to Tosca Commander installation part, completely I'll guide you. No need to worry about this installation. What are the points we required for this entire documentation point of view? So the minimum requirement is here Windows 10 or 11. So the minimum 8 GB RAM is required to work with a Tosca Commander. That any hard disk, any processor is fine. So after completion of installation, if you search with Tosca Commander, directly it launches this Tosca Commander window. In this Tosca Commander, here you can see what are the projects you are seeing here. These all are my previous projects which I created earlier. So if you want to create a new workspace for your entire team members point of view, yes, we can do that with the help of this create new option. Click on this create new. So at the time of creating a project in Tricentis Tosca, we have two possible ways. One is single user workspace, another one is a multi-user workspace. What exactly the meaning of single user and multi-user workspace? So Tosca is providing a platform to work all the people together in one particular area that is comes under as a multi-user workspace. So what exactly the meaning of single user? So the who are the creator of this project, only they can work on this project. It's not possible to allow the rest of the people to this particular project. That is nothing but select type of repository here. So here you can see if you want to know a complete information related to single user and multi-user, I just want to give some information here. Okay? So let us assume, okay. So the person one is working in one area and he completed 10 test cases. Similar to person two is working in another area and that person is also completed 10 test cases. Totally team, how many test cases they completed here? 20 test cases. We have to keep these all the test cases into one common repository, yes or no? Maybe if we came from any IT means any development point of view or Selenium background point of view, maybe you are aware of these activities team. May you heard about this terminology also. So once we done this work, we just use here the GitHub. Are you have any idea on this GitHub, Bitbuckets? Hmm? Team.
No, Anisha.
Okay. So we have a GitHub and Bitbuckets and common, these two things, we have a number of things. These things we call it as a common repository. Okay. So let us think practically the person one is completed 10 test cases. These 10 test cases is there in the person one laptop. If I want to merge these person one, person two test cases together, it's not possible because these two people are staying in two different areas and these two people are completed as of now 10 test cases. Maybe going forward also they complete a more also. The thing is, once they done their work, I have to merge these two people work together. To merge these two people work together in a market, we use here GitHub or Bitbuckets kind of thing. There, in this GitHub and Bitbuckets point of view, we have here one main branch. In this main branch level, the person one create one person one branch. The similar way person two also creates the person two branch. Similar way team. If team strength is 5 members, they create 5 different branches with the help of main branch. After that, once they complete the work, they have to push their entire code to the repository. So to push this entire code to their repository, they have to learn something here. That is a GitLab. So we just aware of the Git commands, how to push the code to the branches. So once the person one is pushed their 10 test cases to their particular branch, now this particular person one branch is having a 10 test cases. Similar way the person two also did. A person two is also having now 10 test cases. So after that, what are the 10 test cases this person one, person two is having? So we just merge this person one, person two test cases into a main branch level. So we just go to the main branch and what are the test cases is done by the team members as of now. We just merge all these things into the main branch. Now, if someone wants to see my test case development, for example, either team lead or test manager or any other scrum master, something client wants to see all of our test cases. So we cannot give our laptop access to them, right? It's not possible. For example, if I want to travel to the client space, so 1 week I completed, and it's not possible to travel to any every 1 week to show my test cases to the client, right? So it's a kind of tracking purpose. We just keep all these things into a common repository. Those common repositories, we call it as a Git and Bit buckets. So what are the common repository concept I explained to you now? This is applicable for the Selenium. So who are working in Selenium, who are working with the Cucumber language, so who are working as a developer with Java or Python, they always do these activities regular basis. So now you understand the importance of common repository, right? Hmm? So coming back to here, this is what happening for other programming languages, okay? I'll agree that point. But coming to Tosca point of view, we no need to learn any Git, we no need to learn any Bitbucket. This kind of commands is not at all required. So this part is applicable for the Selenium in other automation programming languages. Let me check, give information similar way in Tosca. So whenever you are working with a Tosca automation, there is no use of connecting with the Git and GitHub repository because the Tosca automation directly it is providing a common repository. The meaning of that, multiple people can work together in one particular area. So let me explain here. For example, this is my project. At the time of creating a project only, I'll just take care which project I'm creating. It's a common repository or a single repository. So single, anyway, we know single means only one person can work on that project. But always in real time, the recommended is a common repository. So how we create this common repository? We create this common repository with the help of database option. You can see in the hierarchy structure, you can see that hierarchy. Are you able to see here the common repository, the left side pane? Common repository. We are just creating this common repository with the help of DB connection. Hmm? Okay. I'll just create one project into a main location level. After that, what I'll do. So what are the project? I just created one project with the Tosca repo. What are the project is created by myself? I'll give access to the person one. So person one can access this workspace from the person one laptop, person two, and person three. Similar way, how many team members I have, I'll just give this entire project access to them. That's it. For example, person one is staying in something Pune location, and here person two is staying in Chennai location, and person three is in a Bangalore or Hyderabad. No need to worry. So I already set up the project workspace to them, right? So what are the setup is already done by myself. So I'll just give access to this person one to do the work, person two to do the work, and person three to do the work. So no need to learn any GitHub and Bitbucket. All this stuff is not required.
This point is clear for all. I need a response. Hmm?
Format's clear.
Okay, what about rest of the people? Monica, Sheshu, Roja, Shravya, Sumanji.
Yes, Anusha.
Okay. So to create a common user repository in Tosca point of view team, here you can see by default single user is selected. So do unselect this one and create a multi-user with the help of database option. You can pick any database, either SQLite, Oracle, or MS SQL Server or DB2. Any of these databases are fine to create a project. Once you create this one, uncheck this one. Why I'm unchecking this one? So if you are creating a project first time, basically this creation of the project will be taken care by the client or test manager or test lead. So we always use this feature only. But I just want to show you the creation of new project. If you are creating a new project, always deselect this particular checkbox. After that, go to your project name, enter your project name. Tosca underscore 1234 is my project name. Tosca underscore 1234 is my project name. So once we select that particular feature team, here one more option is there, use workspace template. So this is a by default feature and even this is part of Tosca project creation only. We just enable this feature and then click on OK. So see here, creating a new workspace, a new common workspace. Here you can see clearly. Yeah. So when we the password, simply perform a click operational login. So here, Team Tosca by default is a model-based test automation tool. So when we create a project, so by default it is taking one folder structure here. You can see to see that entire project. Go to here Tosca option. So click on this. Everyone able to see this entire structure of the Tosca project. So if I create one project, this project is having a multiple sections. All this folder structure is by default option when we create a project. So that is the reason we call Tosca is a model-based test automation tool. So my project name is here Team Tosca 1234, and these all are the options in Tricentis Tosca project. So all these features are differentiated into a different window, test case window and modules window, requirements window, test case designing, executions, issues, configuration, test planning, and data integrity. So we have to, you can check all these windows or by default. To work here itself, it's very difficult as that is the reason by default Tosca Commander default it's added all these windows as a separate. All these things we call it as a sections. So here also you can see the naming conversion is here sections. So based on their project perspective, so we give a different naming conversions to these. sections, phases, commander, components. These all are the different naming conversions. So each and every section is again subcategorized with three categories. One is here, you can see this one we call it as a hierarchy view, and this one we call it as a detailed view, and this one we call it as a properties pane. Hierarchy view, detailed view, and this one is a properties pane. Not only for the test case section, team. If you go to a module section, if you go to a requirement section, so each and every section you can see the three categories: test case designing, execution section, so issues section, and the configuration sections, test planning sections, data integrity section. So each and every section is again subcategorized with the three subcategories. One is hierarchy view, detailed view, and the properties pane. So hierarchy means this is the folder structure hierarchy. We have to expand each and everything. So you are able to see the number of sub things in the by default. So this point is clear. Tim, can you please confirm me? Are you able to clear with these points up to here, right?
Yes, Anusha.
Yes, Anusha, it's clear.
Yes.
Coming to here, what are the sections? This entire Tosca project is acting as a test automation come test management tool. We can call this entire Tosca project is a test automation tool and test management tool. Why I'm giving this naming conversion to this particular project, I'll give you the background of it as well. So if you see these many phases, we cannot use all these phases as part of the project regular activities team, because each and every phase is having their own activity. For example, if you are working as a test automation engineer, so we all are the automation engineers, right? So if you are working as an automation point of view, majorly what are the sections we are going to concentrate as part of this test automation? So team, we just majorly concentrate here. One is configuration section, execution, modules, test case designing, test case. See, Tosca is providing these many sections for us, but majorly going to concentrate on only these sections in automation point of view. For example, if you're working in any kind of project, either web-based project or desktop or SAP or Salesforce or mobile, what are the project category? The first thing is here, we are majorly concentrate on only these 5 sections as part of automation. Clear with that? So these 5 sections. So one is here configuration section. Depends upon the situation, we go with the configurations, execution section, module section, and test case designing section and test case section. So then what about rest of the sections we can use for as part of test automation, test management? So the test management point of view team, we always be concentrate with the issues section. Issues is related to management activity. So requirement section is related to management activity and test planning. So coming to the real-time point of view, no one is using these three sections as part of the automation because these are belongs to only automation, only management team. Clear? So no one is using these sections as part of the test management activities team. Okay, this is not at all recommended and even no one is working on this area. So my next point is here. So a few more sections is also pending team. One is data integrity and another one is here reporting section. So the reporting also somewhat we can use for the automation. This is only belongs to customized report based on company requirement. So this data integrity we use to perform here a data integrity testing. So data integrity, I think, let me give it as understandable name, big data, ETL, Snowflake. So when you had a chance to deal with the data warehouses, ETL, Snowflake kind of thing, yes, we can go with the data integrity testing kind of thing. So to handle these kind of projects, we can use only a data integrity instead of going with the rest of the sections. Clear with this project structure?
Yes, Anisha.
Give me 1 second. Okay. So let us coming to the requirement point of view. I'll give you the requirements where we get the requirement. So as of now, we just learned the basic view of automation Tosca commander hierarchy structure, the project creation, and what are the phases is available. And each page is again subcategorized with and every section is having. Now coming back to here. Get the requirements. So where we'll get the requirement to work with automation point of view. Okay. So not only for Tricentis Tosca, okay, just make a note of this point. So this is what are the requirement structure I'm telling. This is not only for Tosca. If you're working in any automation tool, either Selenium or Raft or Cucumber, what are the technologies you are implementing to go with a testing point of view? So to get the requirement from the any respective project point of view, okay, to get the requirement, always it is a manual test cases. I think most of you people are already aware of manual testing, right? What are the manual test case template is prepared by the manual test engineers. We just take that manual test case template as a prerequisite for the automation. The prerequisite of automation is a manual test case template. What are the test case template is prepared by the manual test engineers? We always use this one to continue a development of test cases in an automation tool. This point is clear for us.
So to get the requirement in, we always use the manual test case template. Why manual testing? It's already done by manual people, right? Then what is the use of doing a same thing again in automation? Because team, manual testing. So what is manual testing? We required human interaction here. Yes or no? Must the test engineer has to sit in front of the system. They have to test each and everything manually. Correct? Hmm? Let us give an example. If I go with an example, nowadays we have 10 minutes up to deliver the products. What are those? Hmm? Only
Swiggy.
10 minutes to deliver the product. What are the apps is availability?
Swiggy,
Swiggy.
Blinkit,
Hmm.
Zepto,
So we have Zepto. Blinkit.
Instamart.
Blinkit.
So Blinkit. So each and every online e-commerce applications, what are the e-commerce we are just using a big basket? So all these things we have nowadays online delivery within a 10 minutes. So is it believable? Because if I want to purchase something from the store, hardly it took for me either 30 minutes or 40 minutes. I can say sometimes it's 1 hour time also. For example, as a customer, I am the customer. I just want to purchase some products from the store. If I want to purchase some products from the store, if I go to the store manually, for example, I visited the store manually. If I visit the store manually to purchase all these things, so how much time it will take? Hmm? As a customer, you're just traveling to the store location and then you are finding the things, what are the things is required as per our requirement. And then we are just purchasing those activities. To do all these activity, how much time we required here? So can I say like hardly it took for us 1 hour of time?
Yes.
If I go at least nearby grocery store or any other stores,
30 minutes to 1 hour.
40 minutes to 1 hour, right? So same thing. What are the things we are purchasing manually? This thing we call it as a manual testing. If you are doing some activities manually, that is comes under as a manual testing. So now if you're purchasing something via some other third-party application, that is any of these applications. Okay. So now all these the applications is comes under as a automation testing. Now tell me which one is feasible for us? Manual
Automation testing.
automation, right? We are just sitting in front in our home only, and what are the things we required? At least I think we are spending either 10 or 15 minutes or 20 minutes of time to find the products. What are the products we required? And after that, we are placing an order. After placing an order, within the 10 minutes, it's a very fastest online thinking. Within a 10 minutes, they are delivering a products to our home location. Why we are going with online? Simply we can do it manually, right? It is saving some manual efforts for the customer, right? So which platforms we are using here? Either Swiggy or Zepto or Blinkit or Big Basket. We have these many things. So in this area, what are the apps here I just mentioned here? In this area, you can make a note of automation tools. Same thing. So if you go with automation tool, um, we have here Tosca. We have a Selenium. We have UFT. So React, Cucumber. If you see in the market, we have a number of automation, test automation tools in the market. But as the customer point of view, like it always depends upon the client. If client wants to go with for example, let me make it as a client. If client wants to do the automation of their particular application with Tosca, yes, that respect to service-based company must they have to choose either Tosca, Selenium or UFT. So, but even the client also sees some benefits of these automation tools, right? Same waiting. So here, you can say instead of client, I'll make it as a tester. As a tester, what I'll do. So what are the things I have to test in the web page level or any project point of view? I'll give that entire information to the tool. So that entire information, this tool, what happens? This tool is execute this entire information into application, SUT. So after execution is completed, what are the instructions is given by us in a Tosca point of view? Again, it give a feedback to back to test engineer. This is what automation did. Clear? Understood? Okay. So now we all are here to learn Tricentis Tosca automation. Why this Tosca? We already discussed these points yesterday. Now the point is here, the prerequisite, as I mentioned earlier, so always our prerequisite is a manual test case document. This is make a note of this point. What are the projects you are working, either Selenium or QATP or UFT or any other REST option, whatever the automation tools you are using in the market. So each and every automation tool must they have the prerequisite should be a manual test case template only. So even for, you can see, for example, if you're ordering something in a Swiggy or Zomato or Blinkit and Basket, we cannot go directly and we cannot order all the things in a single shot, right? What are the things we required? First, we'll make a note of those all prerequisites. So first we'll make a note of required items. After making a note of required item, we'll see these all required items is available in this online store. If that is available, we'll simply place the order. Clear? The similar way, what are the test cases is prepared by the manual test engineer. That manual test case document is a prerequisite for the automation. Okay. For example, let's give an example of this one thing. I just want to verify HDFC net banking homepage. So I just opened this HDFC net banking homepage. What is the first activity I did here? So what is the first activity I did here?
Open URL.
So the first point is here, open URL. I just opened this URL. After that, verify this is welcome to
Click
HDFC.
on login detail.
So first we have to verify, right?
Verify.
Verify the welcome to HDFC bank or not. Then verify the customer ID is customer ID and the user ID. Then once we verify this one, and maybe we have to verify this login to net banking also. Even that is also prerequisite, right? Verify login to net banking. After that, verify the customer ID. And after that, I'm just adding only the verification part here. Verify the continue button. You just want to verify all these fields is available in this web page or not. So are you able to see all these fields is available in this web page? I think one more part is there.
So if you open this particular Word document, so what are the path is here, it is opened in. So if you see this document manually, here you can see each and every control is added here manually, and even we are able to see these things manually, right? If I open the web page, yes, definitely I can see all these options in the web page level. So coming back to here, as a manual test engineer, I'll go there and I'll verify all the things. I'll make it the test case as a passed. But coming to automation point of view, we have to give this entire information to the test automation tool. So Tim, in Tosca point of view, I'll give you the logic here. So we just go to the module section, test case section. These two sections we use most frequently in the real time. Module is holding a technical data of our requirement. Test case section level, we just do the development of a test case. Right click on here, create one test case, name it as HDFC Net Banking homepage. So now, first step, what is our first step here? I just want to fulfill all these steps one by one. What is the first step? Open URL. To open the application URL, go to the module section. And so launching of application URL is common for all type of web applications. Am I correct? Team. Launching of application URL quite common for all types of web application. Is that correct?
Yes.
So what are the things is common for all type of application? The Tricentis company is already provided some predefined standard modules. These things we call it as a predefined standard modules. Go to here Tbox exchanges and HTML open URL. If we select this open URL module, drag and drop this open URL module to test case and drop here. Only drag and drop activity. If you know well aware of drag and drop activity, that is pretty much enough to learn Tricentis Tosca very easily. After drag and drop, what are the URL is copied by yourself? Just paste that URL here. That's it. Now we are completed the development of open URL test step here. So if you come across Selenium and other Cucumber kind of thing, we'll write either Java programming or Python or Cucumber language or Cucumber Gherkin language to launch these kind of URLs in a Tosca. So these their test point of view. But in Tosca point of view, there is no coding now. So we have only one feature that is a drag and drop option on. So if you are developing one test case into a test case section level team, this test case is always having a dependency on the module section. Because this module section is holding a technical properties team. So this module section is holding technical properties. We just drag and drop those technical properties into a test case section, then we do a development. The similar way, what are the way I did for the open URL? Next. So verify welcome to net banking. To verify the welcome to net banking, to verify login to net banking, customer ID, user ID, continue button, forget password. All these things is the project specific, correct? Team, all these things is belongs to a project specific. So we don't have any predefined standard modules for that. Okay. So if you don't have any standard module, if it is a project specific, go here and right click on here, scan the page. So right click on here, scanning option is there, and simply you can go with application. This application feature we do select for the web-based projects and the desktop related projects. Select this respective window and then click on scan. See here. So what are the icons this entire web page is holding? You are able to see all these icons here. So do one thing here, simply you can enable the select on screen. So I'll just select what are the controls are required from the web page. Just minimize this window, resize this window like this. After that, select on screen. Just move your cursor in the web page. You can select. So whenever I'm moving my cursor here, are you able to see those controls are highlighting? See here. So HDFC Bank public site, welcome to HDFC Bank Net Banking, and log into the Net Banking customer ID and login user ID text box, forget password and continue button. I want all these things. But are you able to see once I select all this information, here you can see one option, the selected item is a unique property. So here you can see, so the selected item is unique property. So all these things is unique property. So making unique of each and every control is quite common for all type of automation. This is not only for the test Tosca. Even if you are working with other automation tools also, the quite common. The making a selected item or control are located as a unit. Once we select all these things, team simply save this module and close this window. Once you save this module, if you go back to the module section, here you can see all the things is added automatically. So I have the entire technical data. What are the data I want to verify in the web page level? Then I'll give this entire information, drag and drop this module to test case and give information to Tricentis Tosca. So team, in Tosca point of view, the verification parts, we have 4 type of verification. Double click on this value column, blue color down arrow. Select here, inner text is equal to welcome to HDFC Bank Net Banking. So the activity is always a verify because the action mode, which action activity we are doing, always it's a verify. The similar way, inner text is nothing but we're just verifying the entire naming conversion of that particular control. The similar way I'm doing for the customer ID and action mode is verify. So if you want to verify this text box, we can go with existency or visible equal to true. So what are the information I'm just keeping here? That is what my expected information. At the time of execution, directly it's verify this expected value with the actual value. If both are matching, then only it go with the verification was success. What are the information I'm giving here? Like inner text is equal to welcome to bank, forgot password, login network. All these things is my expected. Okay. This is what I'm expecting. So we are done with our executive development team. Now run the script. See here, the entire execution is completed. Let me show you this execution process. So verification was successful. So what are the expected value I mentioned here? My expected value, actual value, both are same. That is the reason verification was successful. Each and every text box level, always it compare my expected value with the actual value. Clear? Once we done the execution step, simply close this entire browser. Let me check this entire thing is working as expected or not. I done my test case development. Once you done your test case development, run that entire test case from the scratch. Yeah. So script is executed successfully. After completion of script, if you want to close only this particular tab, we have another standard module. So closing activity is quite common for all web applications, right? So Tricentis team is added one predefined standard module for that as well. That is a close browser. If you use here close browser option tip, directly it close that respect to tab only. It won't close that entire window. Okay. So give the title of this window. What is the title here? Welcome to HDFC Bank Net Banking. Just mention here welcome. Star. So once we done that entire test case development and executions, the trial run execution, then drag and drop to execution list. So drag and drop this entire test case to the execution list and drop here. Once you drop here, team, do the final run here. So I'm just running this test case finality. I just developed the script and I debug the script and there is no errors it. Now I'm doing a final run of my test case execution. So the closing of activity is also performed successfully. So see here, the status of this test case is a green color. It is replicated into a green color. The meaning of that, the script is executed successfully. So expand this entire thing. So the log data is also created here. So which date, which time we executed this respect to test case in Tosca command. For example, if I want to export some report of this particular one to my local system to share my manager or test lead, I'll right click on here, print report. These all are the 4 different formats is already available in Tricentis Tosca. Go with execution entries with a detailed log. So I'm just exporting this report to my local system. See, the report is exported to local. This is the Tricentis Tosca logo. And here, Test execution report created on 5/10/2024. This is the execution summary. So total number of test cases is 1 and pass percentage 100%. By default, it's creating the sum chart. And this is the execution time tip. So which test case we executed, status of this one is passed. So what is the start time, what is the end time, and this one is executed by whom? Admin. So this is a sample test case execution which I showed to you. Clear with this? Any questions? Hello team, can you hear me? Everyone. I think I'm not able to hear you all. Can you please unmute any one of you and
Yeah, Anusha, I had one doubt.
yeah.
Uh,
Yes, Roja, please go ahead.
in values option for everything, like welcome to HDFC Bank, for login, you had kept it as input is equal to something, right? For login user ID, visible is equal to true. So what does that mean?
This is only a text box, right? Here you can see the web page level. I said, right, we have different kind of inner verification modes. Okay. So this HDFC net banking, this is the text box. Are you
Okay.
able to see any text for this one?
Yeah.
Text for highlighted area.
Okay.
No, this control is different. This control is different. So
Okay.
this customer ID, user ID, I used your customer ID user. For this text box, I'm just verifying this is visible in the screen or not.
Okay.
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 Any other questions, team? Okay. So please make a note of all of your questions. If you have anything, you can ask me here itself only. If you are good at, we'll disconnect the call. So do confirm it. Everyone is clear with all these concepts, right?
Ma'am, in this will create any demo project also in a class.
Sorry?
Ma'am, demo project also we will showcase in this
Yeah,
session.
we can go with any kind of application. It's not mean that always showcase in the demo web shop only, right?
Okay. With any other application also we will show, right?
Yes, definitely.
Means we'll create a project or not.
Definitely, you'll create the project and you'll add some users to the project. All these things is possible.
Anusha, from where can we get this recording session?